How's it going, guys? We're back again for another pros and cons videos, this time going with the summoner. We got the Batroll version here, hard mode, fighting Ravana here in the background, because I can actually get footage this time of the summoner being played. Unlike with the samurai and the red mage, there's not a whole lot of footage out. But, jump straight into it, the pros for the summoner is that we got a high mobility still, not losing any of it. A lot of the abilities were still instant cast aside from your dots and rune 1, rune 3. And the rune 4 is supposed to be a proc that's still a cast time, somehow turning like rune 1, I think it was, into rune 4 or something. It's a little complicated. Wanting to wait till we get the actual Stormblood release to be able to check it out, play it. Looks pretty fun though. Second one is that we got, for the pros, is we got fewer dots to manage this time. They took away 2 dots, left us with 2 dots. So we only got the 2 dots to deal with, which means it's less time for upkeep on your dots, so you can just stay on them, keep them up, still get off a few more rune 3s or rune 2s, or possibly even a couple procs to these new rune 4s that they've got out. So I mean, it's gonna be a lot easier, I believe, with the 2 dots instead of the 3, potentially the 4 dots with the miasma 2 that nobody ever used aside from a few raid mechanics that you needed it for and dungeon mechanics. And then you didn't really need it, it just made life a little easier. Then we got, for the third pro, is that they still get to keep Death Flare, which is awesome. Basically the whole point of why you played Summoner and Live Now. Plus, on top of that, they get Bahamut. Huge Bahamut. Awesome. It's, if you haven't seen the class action trailer yet, go watch it. Look at the Bahamut. Just type in Summoner summons Bahamut in YouTube. You'll pull up hundreds of videos for it. It is awesome looking. With this, though, the way Bahamut works, I believe it's going to make them still king of AoE. As the Bahamut, you cast 2 Death Flares, you go straight into the summoning of the Bahamut, which echoes all of your abilities you cast. So it's going to make it really good for AoE, as you're going to be echoing your Banes, your Pain Flares. All of your other abilities are going to be echoing out, adding more damage onto your already massive AoE. So Summoner, I believe, is still going to be the king of the AoE. On top of that, the Bahamut is also going to be making it, I believe, a little bit better on the single target. Just because it is echoing all of your abilities, it's going to add more damage. Now, going into the cons here, which is not a lot of cons because we ain't got a hands-on information yet. I mean, we just found out that the Yoshi P came out yesterday saying that the live version that they played back in the media tour was actually a month old, and they couldn't release that for like a month, so we're looking at probably 2 months old from the time that we actually saw it. So everything is still changing. Everything has changed. A lot has changed. Maybe not everything, but a lot has changed. So the cons are kind of hard to come by. The only ones that I can tell you for sure, though, is that damage is looking to be more burst. Having to play around the Bahamut summon instead of just the normal where you keep your dots up all the time, Fester 4 times a minute, and Death Flare outside of your rune 3 spam while in Dreadworm Trance, using rune 1 for a filler. You're going to have to be more burst playing around that Bahamut summon, because now we're down to 2 dots. We still got Fester, still got Painful, still got Bane. So I mean, it's a lot less there. So it's going to be more burst, I do believe, playing around the Bahamut. But it could be good, it could be bad, we don't know yet. Could be good because we don't know what the dungeons and everything's going to be like in Stormblood. So if it's good, awesome. If it's not, we'll make it work. But I have a feeling, though, it is going to be a lot better, because a lot of the classes looks like it is going towards a more burst level. So I think there's going to be a lot of ads you're going to need to burst down. And we never could burst before as a summoner. We were always consistent. You could burst something down, but then you're useless for the next minute. So I mean, it wasn't the smartest idea to do. Going on to the second con is the pet. Summoner still has the pet. Most people, it doesn't bother them to have the pet. Some people it does, and it does take a while to get used to the pet. So it is there. It is a thing. I never had a problem getting used to the pet. I just adjusted my keybinds a little bit, and I had it all easily, as you can probably make out the keybinds on the screen right now as I'm playing through this dungeon. But the pet, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Some people don't like it, which is why they play Black Mage. Some people don't mind it, which is why they do Summoner. You know, it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But the problem is that the pet is still a con because you do have to keep track of it. You do have to use its abilities outside of yours because you can't just let it go out there and roam or it's going to die. And there goes a good portion of your damage. So you've got to be able to move it out of the AoE, so on and so forth. But going on over into the cross-roll skills, guys, I'm not going to go over each of the cross-roll skills because I done did that once with the Red Mage video. So instead, I'm going to go over and just do the ones that I believe the Summoner will be taking. And starting at number 1, we're going to be taking Swift Cast because you're going to want to be able to Swift Cast Res, save the party. There's several other abilities you're going to want to Swift Cast. Just might be able to Swift Cast this new Rune 4 thing. Don't know. We'll have to wait till we get to live and see what it's going to be like. Second, though, you're going to want to take Addo. You already had Virus originally. They took it away. They split it into 2. Melee got a physical version. We got a mental version. Very useful. Might as well take it. It's one of the better ones to get. Always get a bit of debuff. Adds more versatility. The third point is we're going to be taking Shortcast here for our third one. The reason why is because Shortcast now it makes you immune to CC. Well, certain types of CC. It also guarantees that next ability will cast. Now, we don't know much about the Rune 4 yet. Because we don't know if it's going to allow, like if you get interrupted while casting the Rune 4, if you lose it, or the proc for it, or if it just resets. We don't know. I haven't found any information on that. So for now, Shortcast, I would say probably on as many of the Rune 4s as you can would be what I'll be going for until we can get some information, test it out, see what's going on with that one. For your fourth one, you're going to be wanting to take Lucid Dreaming. Because for one, it's going to lower your aggro by half. Always nice. For 2, it's going to help keep your MP up. So if you die, you no longer will have to Aether Flow plus Energy Drain to get your MP back up to sufficient levels. You can now Aether Flow into a Lucid Dreaming to regen your MP, allowing you to still use that 1 or 2 extra Aether Flow stacks on another Fester or 2, just so you can keep your damage up without dropping off so much because you had to use Energy Drain. And then for the fifth one, there's a few things you can do, but I believe majority of the time we're going to still take APOC, just because for the versatility that it adds. It's going to be very useful. But that pretty much sums this up, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.